Okay, I'd like to run through a range of carabiners that we've had in the shop and on the website for a little while now. They're a little bit different to your usual carabiners in a couple of ways, and they're the range of Rock Exotica carabiners. They've got a few nice features on them that are well worth pointing out, and I'll just sort of run through a few of these that you probably haven't been familiar with or haven't seen on other carabiners. They're all really nicely made carabiners. They're nicely finished. They've got all the relevant information, including CE markings on them. I'll give you a closer look shortly, just so you can see the sort of the finish that you're looking at. And there's a couple of nice safety features that you get with these that you don't get with other carabiners. So if I start off with one of them, and I'll run through each one, the systems are very similar. The safety features are very similar to each other, but they're well worth pointing out. This is the Rock Exotica Pirate carabiner. This has got a classic sort of pear drop shape style. The main body of the carabiner is actually round, whereas quite a few of the other carabiners on the market are either I-beam shaped or flattened, or they've got some sort of strengthening in other ways, but these have got quite a smooth, round shape profile to them, which makes them quite nice. There's all nice curves, no moulding lines, anything like that, so they're quite nicely finished in that respect. Again, as with all the other carabiners that we keep, these are all serial numbered and EN numbered on the back, so you can have them all logged for your Lola inspections and your own records. As you can see on the back there, they're all marked up. But the main thing with these carabiners that sets them apart from others are one particular safety feature which you don't get on the others. And if you see here, you've got this padlock icon. When the gate is fully closed, this icon is very prominent, very easy to see. You can see it sort of immediately that gate is shut. If it's anywhere near not shut, even a small amount, it's pretty well obscured from vision, so you can't see it. So at a glance, if for any reason that isn't fully closed, that icon is instantly not visible. You can't see it. So even at the point where the gate still won't open, you can see that icon is completely obscured by the barrel. So at a glance, you can tell straight away whether that's shut or not, just by looking at the gate. You don't even have to get hold of it, you can see that. Another feature with these is most carabiners, this gate pulls up and you turn and you unlock it. This one pulls back. So you pull the gate back, you rotate and you open, just like in the other carabiners, but it's a slightly different mechanism. So it would allow you to do or open your carabiner in a different manner than you would with others. So if you find it awkward sometimes to push it and turn it, these have got little thumb grooves here which you can put your fingers into, hold it, pull it back, turn it, open it, completely one-handed, which might make it a bit easier if you're wearing gloves as well. One other feature you also get is this part of the carabiner at both ends is actually made slightly twisted. Now, you can't see it when it's closed, but if I open this fully, you'll notice that the gate sits slightly offset. I don't know if you can see that, but it's slightly offset to the back of the main run of the carabiner. It sort of slopes to one side. The reason being is it gives you a better gate opening. It gives you a wider opening here for the size of the carabiner. So it pulls the barrel slightly off to one side, which allows it to open just that little bit further. You can probably just make out, if I point it that way, that it's just further off to one side than the other. If you look at the end, it's got a twist in it at both ends, so that as they come back it shuts up neatly, but it allows probably something slightly larger than you would normally be able to get through a carabiner of its size through this opening here, which is quite a nice little feature. So it keeps what effectively is quite a compact carabiner, but with a decent opening in it, so if you've got things you've got to put through it, it will make it much easier. Okay, the specifications on this one, if you can see, if I zoom in just a little bit there, major axis of the carabiner is 26 kilonewtons, so you're looking across this axis 26 kilonewtons. The minor axis across here is 12 kilonewtons, and with the gate open across this major axis you're 7 kilonewtons. So not a bad loading carabiner altogether. Like I say, it's all serial marked up. All these gate mechanisms and all the barrel on here is very nicely made. There's no sharp edges whatsoever. They're all nice and smooth. Even the little opening for the visible padlock is all smoothed off. There's no sharp edges around here at all, so there's nothing that's likely to get caught on your rope and turned. All this is smooth. Like I say, you've got the padlock sign on both sides, so it's visible from both directions. Doesn't matter which way around the carabiner is. And overall, it's a really nicely made carabiner. It's not such a well-known carabiner. I mean, you hear more of the DMMs and the ISCs and things like that, but these Rock Exotica carabiners, for their money or their price, is actually a pretty good option, and it's well worth a look at. They come in a few different colours. I've got this sort of orangey gold sort of colour. There's a red one in the range, and there's like a gunmetal grey type sort of colour, which I'll show you as well. Well worth a look at. They're good value for money, and they're a nicely made carabiner, and with those sort of extra features, especially this extra safety feature, which I haven't seen on anything else, and it's a really good visual point, well worth a look at. So I'll run through the others, I'll show you the others as well, and we can take from there. Okay, this is the Rock Exotica Rock D, as they call it. Again, you've got the padlock symbol, both sides, you've got the pullback system to unlock the gate, and you've got the offset barrel, which gives you that wider opening, so very good on that. You've got a slight I-beam design on this. You've got the crease on both sides, which gives it the strength on a slightly thinner carabiner edge, which gives it the strength in this particular style or shape. This one's quite flat along its flanks here, so the idea, these creases give it the a bit like an RSJ shape. It gives it extremely good strength along the points where it's going to take the most loadings. And again, very well made, all CE marked. Again, you've got the CE markings on the back of the carabiner there, with all the serial numbers. The ratings on this one, you've got 29 kilonewtons on its major axis, 11 kilonewtons on its minor axis, and 9 kilonewtons with the gate open. So pretty good specs. Again, very nicely finished. There's no sharp edges on these either. Good little carabiner for its size. I'll put up the actual dimensions of the carabiner on there for you to see as well on this video. And last but not least, you've got the Rock Exotica Rock O, which is your classic oval shape. This again has got slightly flattened sides. It's not quite as flat as the Rock D, but it's got slight flats here, quite a curved back here. Again, it's got the padlock symbol both sides. It's a pullback open system, and it's offset like the others in its range. So they've got all the features of each other, but in 3 different designs and 3 different colours, so it makes it easy for identifying. Again, serial numbers, EN numbers, everything you need for your record.